Good up.
This is Channel 253.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain podcast.
The pairing here, does this work?
Let's just change the podcast to cheese and grain.
You could drink bong water with this stuff.
That is true.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, that is sort of like the pairing that Rogue suggests with their cheese
Is barley wine?
No,
Bong water? Yeah, bong water.
But like really hoppy double and triple IPAs.
Which Ericka's like, it's basically bong water.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain podcast, coming to you guys from Peaks and Pints in Tacoma, Washington. That was even louder that time. That's so cool. Thanks for hanging out. This is going to be an awesome fucking episode. My name is Matt McLaren. I'm here as always with Ron Swerner.
Hello.
What's up, Ron?
This is going to be an awesome episode.
It's going to be an awesome episode. Our resident pro brewer and line cleaner, Bethany Carlson's on the mic. What's up, Bethany?
Hello, what's up?
Well, it's going to be an awesome episode.
Awesome. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, this one feels like slightly overdue, in fact. Did you guys get some? Yeah, we did. All right. Then this is going to here. Okay. So, you guys have heard us talk about like food and beer pairing. We did a fantastic episode for Tacoma Beer Week a while back with Chris from Tacoma Aroma and Flavor, and where we tried like iconic bites of food from around Tacoma with different beers. And honestly, like that was super fun.
It was.
This is one of my favorite. That's like one of my favorite things to do is like beer dinners, food and beer pairing. But one of the things we haven't really talked about is like kind of the baseline like OG version of this, which is cheese pairing. There's actually not a ton of content at all about beer and cheese pairing. Like if you try to find something on YouTube or even on Google, it's like hard to find like, you know, really good, like engaging content or like practical advice on how to do it beyond like some really basic steps. So that's what we're going to fuck around with today. And to help us do that is my old homie, beer industry OG, and also certified cheesemonger, Ericka Baird.
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me. Yeah. Happy to be here. So you were talking about how there isn't a lot in the world for beer and cheese pairing. Everyone knows wine and cheese pairing, cider and cheese pairing. But I spent a lot of my time in the industry working on that because I am passionate about beer. I'm less passionate about the other things. And the areas of the world that I have lived in have really lent themselves to exploring the beer and cheese pairing. So I'm excited to see what you have for us today.
Sweet. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. We're going to find out.
I'll let you know if you did.
Perfect. That's what you're here for. Yeah, so this is, so like these pairings were super off the cuff. I had ideas going into them, but like any pairings, you can have an idea of how you want things to go, and then they could be totally wrong. So the notes from these pairings will all be very authentic. I didn't try any of these. It was literally just based on what I know about the cheese and what I know about the beers, and then an idea in my head of how they should match. There are rules that we've talked about before, which we'll kind of review a little bit today. I followed some of them for some of the pairings, and some of them I said, fuck it, and let's see what happens. So we're going to see what happens.
That's a beer, by the way.
So I have the actual first pairing beer in front of me. Bethany, what are you drinking aside from that?
Latin Lass Fresh Hot Pale.
Awesome. Ericka, do you have an extra beer in front of you?
Well, I actually have a cider in front of me.
So after all that shit,
yeah, I know, right? I do love a good cider, and I have been living under a rock for a little while, so I had to come in and have base camp proctor.
Oh,
in
right on.
Klein.
Oh, nice.
So, which I
Awesome.
absolutely love. It's
Yeah.
fantastic run.
One more month.
Yeah.
One more month and it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's here on November 1st, right?
November 1st,
Awesome.
9th anniversary.
So amazing.
Finn River's coming in.
Cool. I do love Finn River, and
Yeah.
What's not to love?
Right.
Before we jump into stuff, do you want to give everybody a quick history on your cheese and beer credentials?
I don't know. More, I guess I have sort of a weird, eclectic background. I was not, a lot of my cheese and beer experience has been just travel and on the job. So my official educational background is German language education, and I taught English as a foreign language in Germany for a while and lived in this really cute little niche area that focused a lot on cheese and beer. So I pretty much just spent a lot of time just hanging out and traveling through East Germany and Southern Germany, eating a lot of cheese and drinking a lot of beer.
I'm learning so much right now.
Teaching English.
Teaching English to
Awesome.
hop farmers.
Why did you?
Hell yeah, dude!
Why did you leave?
That's exactly
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so when I came back here, I actually went to work for H&L Produce, part of Tacoma Boys, and I was their cheese, beer, and wine buyer for nearly a decade.
Which for anybody not familiar, I will say by now, H&L is like one of the most legit honey holes in Tacoma, honestly.
Right? Yeah.
And it's had a string of since Ericka has had a string of very talented beer professionals who,
gone on to do great things
have gone
in
on
the
to do
industry.
awesome things in the industry for sure.
So I did a lot of continuing education classes with Peterson Cheese out of Auburn. They are fantastic. They're one of the reasons why we have such a fantastic cheese industry, booming, not only import but local cheese industry here in Washington and on the West Coast. Just a huge nerd that loves these things. So.
Word! Welcome to the club, baby.
So left that to go work in the beer industry for a while, and now I'm teaching German on the weekends. So I kind of have made a roundabout
Cool.
way back to what I went to school for. So
Sure.
You're an American teaching German. That's awesome.
Das ist sehr cool.
Danke.
Okay,
Case of beer.
so first pairing, actually. First pairing is super standard. So I went like pretty OG with all the cheeses, mostly based on Ericka's recommendations. And then I also went pretty OG with the pairings. I didn't do anything super crazy. I was mostly just testing out principles that like we've talked about. So the first pairing is Beecher's super classic flagship cheddar. But to go with it is actually Polliner's Celebrator Doppelbock. So the idea here, super toasty, bready, like kind of spiced German lager. It's pretty punchy. And then Beecher's is like this very classic cheddar. I'm hoping that if you take a bite of this cheese and you take a sip of this beer, it's going to taste a little bit like a grilled cheese sandwich, like a bite of a grilled cheese sandwich. So let's see.
What's the proper cheese bite first and then drink the beer?
Yep. Cheese bite first.
I don't want to mess it up.
What I usually do is like, especially if it's cheese, where like I'm dealing with something that has like its own, complex flavor. Take a bite of it first. Don't even touch the beer, and then take another bite, and then like wash it down with the beer, essentially. I'll tell you in a second. Fuck.
So I love that you paired the Paulaner Doppelbock with this, because if I remember correctly, Nico, who runs Beecher's, he studied at brain fart.
Who runs Beecher's?
Who runs Beecher's?
Yeah.
He has his cheese background making Cougar Gold.
That's so cool.
So there's a lot of correlations to this, but he also has a German background, and he in the winter they make a Julekäse, which is fantastic and is. It changes year to year, but they do sort of a beer aged like
That's so
super
cool.
Christmassy, like. So this would go really well with that as well.
Totally.
And a great pairing.
Awesome.
I put
Yeah.
this in my lunch pail.
When, when does the fruit and the bread come into play? Is that a whole different thing? Or?
It's meant to be a palate cleanser.
Yeah. I mean, you can also do it. So I don't know if I would go, well, no, I think apple would probably lend well to this. So apple is
Apple
a
and
super
cheddar.
wonderful classic pairing with cheddar. And I think that would also go well with the doppelbock as well.
Do it.
Grapes also would go really well with a doppelbock.
Yeah, grapes for sure, because
Yeah.
there's already some of that like kind of brandy sort of character. So I don't know. So like, okay, Paul brought up from the peanut gallery. Thanks, Paul.
Cheese gallery.
Yeah, from the cheese gallery, where we're sending all of our cheese. So yeah, the like general pairing concepts that we have talked about before. There's 4 C's that you kind of try to keep in mind when you're doing pairing, and it's complementing, contrasting, cutting, and then clashing. Those first 3 are things you're trying to achieve, and then the last one is something you're trying to avoid. They can be like tough to nail down really specifically, but I usually aim, like if I'm doing a pairing, I'm usually aiming for like one of those to be like a principal concept that I'm trying to achieve with whatever cheese or food I'm pairing with a beer or a wine or a whiskey or a cider. There's a lot of folks who approach like beer and cheese pairing or wine and cheese pairing, trying to achieve all 3 of those first C's at a time, and that's really tough. I think complexity kind of gets lost on folks who are just trying this sort of thing for the first time. But if you can achieve one of those and you're like, hey, the acidity in this beer cuts through the richness of this cheese and they really should complement each other, that's like a really approachable way to like experiment with food and beer pairing. So clashing, like we'll probably come up with some. I can't imagine I batted 1,000 today, but we're going to find out. Clashing gets really obvious when elements in the beer or in the cheese that would be unpleasant were they not balanced with the overall product get accentuated. So like bitterness in a beer, you want bitterness in a beer, but if you take a bite of your food and then you take a sip of your beer and it's extra bitter, that sucks. That's probably a result of a clashing pairing. Same with like alcohol heat. If you have alcohol heat in your beer and you take a bite of food and you take a sip of beer and it's way hotter on the alcohol than you think, that's also a clashing thing. And then the cheese might be the same. If you have some funkiness in the cheese and you want to complement it, but you end up punching it up and it's like way too funky and it's like way too much, that could also be a clashing pairing. The other one that comes up a little bit is just like canceling. That's like another kind of like 5th secret C, where like your flavors are way too close together and they end up just muting each other. And if you pair like a chocolate stout with a bite of like a chocolate cake, you can't even tell which one is which. Sometimes that's complementary, but sometimes you're just canceling those flavors out and it's not as fun.
I'm still going to do it.
That is fine. You brought up a cheese that was aged in beer by the plate. Who it was? Beecher's doesn't do it. They do one that's aged in beer.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
cool.
if they still do it anymore. Like I said, I've been living under a rock for the last year or two.
Yeah.
But back when I was selling cheese, they used to do one for the holidays specifically called Juakäse, and it is. How would I describe it? It's almost like they're 4-year aged, but more of in a European style. So there's a lot of that, the crystallization in it, and a lot of just really beautiful bitter saltiness. And then they wash it in beer and
Totally. So I've done. Actually, I'm going to ask you this because you might know. So Chris brought cheese, and one of the ingredients on the actual label says beer enzymes. So when I think of enzymes in beer, I think of like saccharification, where you're getting like enzymes like alpha and beta amylase to break down starches into sugars. Is that the same enzymes that like a cheese producer? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
Okay. Hang on. I was trying to figure this out.
I have no idea, but I do know. So just from my travels, we had kind of briefly talked about it as we were planning this. That the way that beer sort of developed, especially from a very Eurocentric perspective, and the way that cheese has developed have been very similar very, very similar backgrounds. You know, it was something that that kind of happened on the farm to preserve and purify
Totally.
the things that you were getting out of your farm.
Yeah.
And especially in Europe, and also up here in the Northwest, there is this very hyper local, like this village makes this kind of cheese and this village makes this kind of beer,
That's so
sort of
cool.
thing. So, and I know that they're with both cheese and with beer, that they're, you know, not experimentation, but now I guess but sort of naturally occurring fermentation and things like that.
Sure.
And, you know,
Yeah.
in a lot of those farmier areas.
Sure. So the funkiness of your beer can add to the funkiness
Yeah.
of your cheese all the better. That actually reminds me of the first bloomy rind. Not the first bloomy rind, but the first wash rind I've ever tried.
Yeah.
So we actually do have one. But this is some foreshadowing to the one that we brought. The first one I ever tried was actually an Urban Family collab. It's a local creamery that made a wash rind with Urban Family. I think it was Dark Hymn sour.
Did we do that here?
No.
Oh.
No. I bought one of these.
Okay.
I bought one of these, and I just was like, I knew cheese, but I had never had a wash rind specifically. Had no fucking idea. And I drove home from Seattle where I bought this. They only got it at one store in Seattle, and I was like, oh, I work with Urban Family. This is so cool. I have to go try this. By the time I got home, my car smelled like an absolute beehole, and it was the worst. And then I took it in the house, and I was like, this is going to be cool over the weekend. You can't let wash rind sit in your fridge until the weekend. That's a whole mistake. And like, my Korean mother-in-law lives with me. We have kimchi jars in the fridge, and my whole house was still mad at me for bringing bloomy rind home, for bringing wash rind home. It smells like a foot.
I don't understand what wash rind is. What is it?
Boom.
So so there are a lot of things that you can wash them in, but it's usually there are so many different varietals of wash rind, but usually it is a soft or semi-soft cheese. It can also, the region that I lived in, typically like a brie style cheese.
Okay.
So you get the bloom white rind or black rind depending on what it is, and then you wash it in. Typically in alcohol. In France, more often a wine, and in Germany and Switzerland and Austria, typically a beer. So
Okay.
the Landhut-Käse that I was talking about, that's a really funky Alpine style cheese, is washed in beer, and sometimes Gewürztraminer.
Isn't so? As far as I understand, the idea is that like washing it kind of lends to a bit more inoculation, essentially. So you just get more funkiness out of it. There's less of a seal in the rind, and so more bacteria and like more funkiness has a chance to kind of ferment the cheese a little more.
Gotcha.
So that's we're gonna find out. We're gonna learn today.
Okay.
What's next?
So next, so do with this one. Fuck, what did I put down? Hang on. This is Midnight Moon. I wrote it down just to make sure I wouldn't fucking forget. Can I do the Tatty Porter with this one?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Midnight Moon. Eric can talk much more about it than I can, but I was mostly trying to play on the nuttiness on this. It's like well known for being like a really nutty cheese, and it's like a rich kind of complex nuttiness. So to me, like, oh, thanks, Ron. To me, something like an English style, like brown ale, or an English style porter, which also has that nuttiness in it. I want to reinforce that flavor. I want to complement it a little bit. So that's the C I'm going for in this one. So should have nutty cheese, should still be kind of creamy. Actually, the roasted malt should help kind of cut through some of that. You should have a little bit of that. But yeah, hopefully I didn't fuck this one up.
I get one of those?
Oh, yep.
Thank you. I've already had a few of these already because we were trying to figure out what it was, and I was like, oh yeah.
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 All right. I'm gonna pass this one.
2 for 2 now.
You're like, nailed it.
Okay. All right.
That's delicious.
So what? Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm really happy with this one. Actually.
So from Cypress Grove out of California.
Cypress Grove. Very
they make
famous.
fantastic cheese.
Yeah.
They do most Pretty much.
Yum.
They do sheep and goat cheese exclusively. They are actually the reason why I like sheep and goat cheese.
Really?
A funny story. Again, I talked about my travels, teaching English and eating a lot of cheese. And I was hiking with some fellow teachers, and we stopped at this really tiny local goat farm, and they had a brewery a few blocks away, but it was a goat farm that just happened to make everything else out of goat as well, and supply the local village. And probably part of it might have been that I had a little too much, but after eating all of that goat cheese and drinking beer and then having a goat milk cappuccino.
Oh shit!
I swore off goat and sheep's milk cheese for probably 8 or 10 years. It was so bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm lactose intolerant, but strictly to goat.
Yeah. But yes, Cypress Grove, everything they make is fantastic, and kind of got me back on.
Nice.
And what is the name of that cheese? Or what's
This
that?
one's Midnight Moon.
Midnight Moon.
Yeah.
Boy, that's good stuff.
That's a good pairing.
It's kind of a flagship cheese for them. It's one of the ones Eric recommended when we first started talking.
Oh boy.
But yeah, if you've Cypress Grove does like fantastic like wine aged cheeses or like wine soaked goat cheeses. They're so good. That one's awesome because it's like that to me is like a really good bridge between like somebody who doesn't dig around with crazy cheeses like what we're about to get into, but might want to try something a little bit more complex. Like that's perfect.
Yeah. Also, try the pear with it too. Goat cheese and pear, and the
Yeah, me too.
and the porter goer.
These guys are trying it too.
It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. See, this is why you guys come and hang out at Peaks and Pines when we're doing it. You might get free cheese.
Never know what you're getting.
So one of the principles for like if you're going to do a flight of pairings, intensity ends up being like a huge chunk. That's usually what you'll hear too if you look up like how to kind of effectively do this is matching intensity. I've always kind of been like a halfway believer of that. I think that it's a good idea, but I think that you can pull a lot of flavor out of a cheese by putting an intense beer with it, and it doesn't always just wash out flavors. And this to me is like kind of like that. That Tatty Porter is very flavorful, but it does kind of punch up the nuttiness in the cheese when you have it together. And this is like a good example of like where that principle doesn't apply 100%.
And we're drinking the Sam Smith Tatty.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sam Smith Tatty Porter. I always feel like to me it's just Tatty Porter.
Right,
Like
yeah.
it's just
Totally.
It's a winner on its own.
Yeah.
But if you had Sam Smith's Nut Brown, I think it would do a lot of the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Absolutely.
grainy, kind
Yeah.
of bready, like has those kind of nutty, toasty flavors. That would also pull this like great flavor out of this cheese.
Probably my favorite beer. Ever. Getting there.
So the question was, what made us decide on Tatty Porter over the Nut Brown? It was because Ron didn't have Nut Brown. You do?
Oh, I do.
Well, pissed. Honestly, I don't even know if it would have been as good. I would have like looked so like it's a good question because I would have gone a totally different direction. Like Gold Dot has an amber on the shelf that probably also would have been really good. But the Tatty Porter also just has that nuttiness. I also like the idea that like the dark roasty sort of malts, which can like that can cut through richness too. So this actually probably ended up being a better pairing.
So we could do another one quickly, or
Yes, we're
take
gonna
a
do
break?
another one quickly. Yeah. Can we talk about Humboldt Fog?
Which beer, Matt?
So this one we're gonna go hazy IPA, which I grabbed the Single Hill actually.
The Single Hill
Yeah.
is the fresh off the hook.
Yep. All right.
Just came in.
Yeah. Okay, so this is we
I
have
also
a
love
quick
this
one.
cheese too.
Yeah.
We'll be quick with it. Yeah.
So talk about Humboldt Fog super quick, and then I'll talk about the pairing.
Yeah, so also from Cypress Grove, this is sort of their goat brie cheese.
Yeah.
And I love this because it has a layer of the dark rind akin to like Camanzola.
Yep.
And then it also has a layer of the brie rind, so you get I don't know how to describe it.
It's really complex.
It is. It's really complex, but it's also it is. You get that really beautiful funkiness, but you also get like a really nice freshness, like from the Délice de Bourgogne, which is my favorite brie. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's these layers you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Look
see, but
different.
you can see it. There's like a super creamy bit, and then there's one that's like a little bit more solid. That looks more like a goat. So you
Yeah.
have like a brie and a goat in one bite, essentially.
Yeah, and again, if you want to talk about fruit going with this, pear and goat just really are fantastic together.
Yeah. So this is Single Hill's Lateral A, Fresh Hop Lateral A. So this is a beer I actually really love from Single Hill, and it was originally a Zeke's Pizza collab. So Zeke's Pizza had a centralized buyer for many years. Tommy Brooks, really fantastic industry
nice
person.
guy.
There's a lot of folks on my side of the industry who know Tommy and know that dude's intuition for this industry really is like something else. So he had collabs going on with Single Hill before most people even knew who they were, because he just knew how important I think those guys were going to be. And his first collab with them was this Lateral A IPA, which they serve at most Zeke's locations. And then they made a fresh hop version of it, and then I think eventually won gold either at Fresh Hop Fest or maybe even GABF for Lateral A, but it is now maybe as awarded as Energy Cone at this point. What I really love about it is that like versions of this beer, especially Fresh Hop, are really herb forward. So you get a lot of fruit, but you also get a lot of like savory herb, which I always thought was clever because like it's a pizza place, and if you're going to have a beer that pairs with pizza, you kind of want that like savory Italian herb sort of character.
Six Sisters took silver.
Oh,
Single Hill.
Say that again.
Shit.
Yeah,
Six
yeah.
Sisters.
I know, that
Took
was
silver,
hard.
that's right.
I really love that pairing. Excellent.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
excellent.
So yeah, so
And
I'm
the
so,
herbaceousness and the fruit. I get hints of the pear, like we were talking about, and the Humboldt fog really brings that out. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
3 for 3, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So this is like
Wow, this is real good.
So this is great because this is like a beer that it's a very complex beer, but it does very punchy like citrus and like very distinct kind of herbal character. And so when you have something like Humboldt Fog, which actually has both of those really in tandem, it's a complex bite, but when you pair them together, you kind of can't tell where the cheese ends and where the beer begins, and that's like a great pairing, concept. They don't melt each other. They don't cancel each other or mute each other. They just melt into each other, and that's
Yeah.
I'm the best.
It is scored.
And he's humble too.
Yeah, I'm super humble about it.
Speaking of Humboldt,
Okay, I'm going to finish the rest of my plate of cheese and this beer real quick. We're going to take a super quick break, but we'll be right back with some intense cheeses. The flies already found the wash rind, and some extra surprises. So stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Eric Hanberg with Channel 253.
I'm Doug Mackey.
And Doug Mackey asked to keep this short. So here it is. $4 a month, $40 a year, supports Channel 253. Go to channel253.com/membership.
More so, we'd like to thank our members, especially our long-time members.
Now it's too long.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out during the break. As always, a quick shout out to Doug, our wonderful producer. Thank you so much, Doug. And a shout out to Channel 253. Absolutely, go check those guys out. 100% listener supported, and it's Doug Needs Beer also. So go support Channel 253.
Yes, and support Doug.
Shout out to Chris who puts us on video every single week. Thanks as always, dude. If you guys haven't yet, please do go check out Great and Great Podcast on YouTube. Even if you're not big on watching your podcast, just hitting subscribe really does make a huge difference. And commenting and doing all that stuff and liking, and yeah, we love it. And we want to be doing this for as long as we can help it. And then separate shout out for our homies at Washington Beer Blog. If you like your news more beer flavored and written down, Kendall is the fucking man.
Did you go
does
to
a great job.
Did you go to this Fresh Hop Fest last weekend?
No, I couldn't. I was out of town for both
too.
days, and I would have loved to have been
too.
there. But yeah, hopefully you guys made it. Absolutely insane Fresh Hop Fest in West Seattle. I saw the lineup and it was bananas. So yeah, go check out Washington Beer Blog if you don't already. It's a great way to stay up to date on what's going on in the greater beer industry around the Northwest. Is this mine, Ron? Did you do?
That's you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Oh my.
All right. Did you get some of
I
this?
did.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. That's going over
Are
here.
you jumping ahead?
All right.
Doug's.
So, you guys,
I'm smelling this. I'm already excited about it.
I love this cheese.
you guys, yeah.
Okay, tell us about this cheese. What are we
So
eating?
yeah, what are we eating here?
So we're eating taleggio, and this is a wash rind Italian
wash rind.
cheese.
This might be the best pairing, yeah.
Ron's just
Okay,
bricked
so
up over here.
how's this one made?
So yeah, we talked a little bit about wash rind, and yeah, same thing. Like you wash the rind a bit, you kind of leave some room for some extra inoculation. You'll notice that it is like prominent funkiness. Like
I love this cheese.
Yeah, it's insane. Like a lot of people can call wash rind cheese like meat butter. Like that's like kind of the nickname for it, and it is. It's like rich and buttery, and then has this like very distinct kind of meaty character.
When Tacoma Wine Merchants was in the Steam District, he had this on his board the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So my foyer into like the stinkier, the better, the funkier, the better cheeses.
Yep.
I was studying in Berlin, and as a going away, like take this, and on your journeys, the host family that I was staying with gave me a Limburger and Blutwurst sandwich.
Wow. Sure.
And I was like, and at first they were explaining to me what it was and how they made both of those things, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be okay with this. And it was the best sandwich that I think I probably have ever had.
Hell yeah.
Limburger and Blutwurst was, yeah.
So the beer that I chose to go with this is actually dry hopped Pilsner. Fantastic beer. So Weiss, who you guys just hopefully heard Michael's episode a few weeks ago, just celebrated their 3-year anniversary. Part of their 3-year anniversary was doing 3 beer collabs, and this was the first one. Shark Still Looks Fake is their dry hop Pilsner with a few different advanced hop products in collaboration with Cloudburst. Shout out to Steve, who was like, I don't know, episode number 5 for us, I think. Something crazy. Almost.
There's no mistakes. Schwarzbier also an award.
No Mistake Schwarzbier also won an award at GBF. So this is, so my goal here with this, and actually I will admit to probably not achieving it the way that I wanted, was you get a ton of richness and yeah, funkiness for sure. And in my head, I wanted like crisp, dry, like breadiness almost to kind of like cut through that, and then also like these punchy hop characteristics. Bitterness can also cut through some richness as well. It's why you might have like a bitter sauce that goes with like a really rich piece of meat or like a fatty piece of meat. So that was the idea here. However, I don't think that it landed 100% the way that I wanted.
Try it with a bit of the apple. I think that the apple adds it kind of helps cut through both of those. I see what you're saying. I disagree with you slightly. I think that it helped to temper the taleggio. It didn't really cancel it or overshadow it at all. But in case you're not a funky cheese person, it really did help to sort of temper that down. And then
I think it worked great.
we have Gravenstein apples actually from my father-in-law's garden.
Cool.
So the Gravenstein apples, which are actually an Italian apple that are this varietal's over 700-800 years old now. Really kind of help to cut through both of them and give it a nice balance.
Matt, which beer do you think would be better, like a sour with it?
I thought it was yours.
Or something more, like more acidic, or, okay, goes.
I originally asked Ron for a goes, so you got a goes.
Goza.
And that was
You
like,
have a German teacher sitting here. Goza.
I know, right?
The E at the end makes an us sound.
Yeah. Goes.
Legit.
A goes.
Legit.
And so, like, in my head, like, the tartness and kind of saltiness would have done a lot more for it, honestly.
Okay.
I even asked if we had the old, the Tacoma Beer Week beer that we did with Silver City, which was the that goes with the flow.
Yeah,
so San Juan sea salt, lemon balm.
You don't get this one.
Yeah. So yeah, the salt, like goes and taleggio would have been like that's like where I would default to generally. The saltiness. Because Taleggio is funky, but it's also not super salty, not as much as like other cheeses, in my opinion. So you can get a lot from adding like a touch of that. And then it kind of reinforces like the whole meat butter thing. Like those umami sort of flavors get punched up a lot by a little bit of saltiness. There's a lot of natural glutamic acid in a lot of different cheeses. And when you actually add sodium to it, it becomes monosodium glutamate, which is very savory and delicious. But you don't always taste a ton of it until you add the salt. So that's where Gozo would come in.
Whoa. Say that again. Yeah, what makes monosodium? Say that again.
So glutamic acid is it's in everything from like dry aged beef to tomatoes to Parmesan cheese and many other cheeses. Glutamic acid by itself doesn't have much of a taste, but if you have salt with it, you get this. I mean, it's MSG. That's where monosodium glutamate.
Yeah.
You can test this out yourself if you guys want to do this. This is funny. So make like bone marrow butter. Like take butter and blitz it up with bone marrow that you get from like a shin bone or something, and it doesn't really taste like much. But when you sprinkle a little bit of salt in it, it is like intense, savory, meaty flavor, and it's because you can't really taste glutamic acid until you put salt in it.
The more you know.
I said the more you know.
That's why. That's like. Have you ever watched like a recipe where they're like always season your tomatoes no matter what you're doing? If you're making a sandwich, always season your tomatoes. It punches up the natural glutamic acid in tomatoes.
I salt my tomatoes.
Yep,
Is
that's
that
why you do
enough?
it. That's why you do it.
Kids. I give it to my kids too. They always ask for salt.
That's why you do it. It makes it
tomatoes.
taste way better
Kids
because
are smart.
tomatoes are naturally rich in glutamic acid, but you need salt to really pull that out.
What's next?
Amazing.
Okay. We've got Ron. What is this barley wine we're looking at?
It is Perennial's Devil's Heart of Gold. It's a wheat wine.
Oh, wheat wine.
Aged in bourbon barrels.
Jesus. All right.
Enjoy.
Ericka, do you have?
I don't have it yet.
No?
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, no, it's right there.
Oh.
Excellent.
I was like,
All right. So
And
here's what
we
we're
are doing
My
the
bad.
Rogue River. Oh, I love this creamery. I love all their cheeses.
Okay.
They also, by the way, if you, I don't know. If you like sort of weird things, they do a powdered blue cheese as well.
Oh, what?
And I love to put it on my popcorn.
Snort
It
it.
is,
What?
yeah.
Like freeze dried it and then blend it, or like?
Yeah, they just.
Any idea?
I don't know if it's freeze dried or if it's just dried, but it is a pulverized, powdered Rogue Blue,
Dude,
and
That's so cool.
put it on, and in like I sneak it in so much stuff, but I love to just put it on my popcorn.
Sneak it in just
Yeah.
to trick
I
yourself.
think we need to do a Doug check.
Doug's- yeah, baby. Yeah, that's you guys. So yeah, if you guys don't follow, the cheese hype, Rogue River is generally considered to be the best blue cheese on the planet.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, I think just a few years ago they won the actual best cheese in the world.
Just the mouthfeel of it too. Is
Yeah.
nuts.
So I've paired Rogue Blue with a couple of different things over the years. And this is the first time that I've done it with something like this. So the idea here, barley wine, it would have been a barley wine. Wheat wine totally works.
Yeah.
And in fact might even be better.
So good.
So barley wine naturally, especially classic English expressions of barley wine, are very port-like. And if you're having blue cheese pretty much anywhere in the UK as like a post-dinner course, you're probably having it with port or maybe with a bit of brandy. And so you can, that pairing is very natural. It's nutty, it's complex, it has some funkiness. You wanna kind of damn guys.
I know.
So
This is your guys' day.
It's so melty. Melty, but then you get like little crystallized
Just part two next week.
have it with the pear too, and again, the pear really adds a nice balance.
Have a pear slice.
I'm gonna grab a pear slice.
Do it.
Yeah.
Pair it with the pear.
Okay. Ericka, can you explain the little crunchy bits in cheese that people try when they have fancy cheese? Because we get some of that even in the Rogue Blue, which is
absolutely.
so... Yeah.
Barley wine.
I will do my best. Like I said, I've
Been out of the game for a little bit?
Yeah, I've been out of the game for a little bit.
It's crystallized amino acids or is it protein?
It is, I believe it is a protein, but it,
You can totally pass.
Yeah.
That's a nerdy question. I feel like I remember hearing it was like crystallized protein or
But it-
amino acid, but it also might change too between the cheese.
But it kind of separates out and creates like these little salt crystals in your cheese.
Love them. Whatever they are, they're great.
Yeah.
The science behind it,
It's like,
unfortunately,
yeah.
But yeah, what it ends up creating are these little
Like crunchy pockets of
crunchy little salt crystals.
deliciousness.
Midst of the meltingness.
Goodness.
Yeah. All right, are we into
And-
the
yeah,
pairing here? Does this work?
Let's just change the podcast to cheese and grain.
Oohs and ahs.
You could drink bong water with this stuff.
That is true.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, that is sort of like the pairing that Rogue suggests with their cheese
Is barley wine?
no,
Bong water? Yeah, bong water.
But like really hoppy double and triple IPAs.
Which Erica's like, it's basically bong water. That's awesome. That might be the best shade anybody's ever thrown in. Not shade at Rogue, shade at double IPA.
Amazing.
You're like, speaking of bong water, double IPAs.
That's heavenly.
So yeah, this just like, the Rogue does a lot of the heavy lifting
Yeah,
here.
it
Probably
does.
would have been fine with any fucking beer. This wheat wine is absolutely exceptional though.
The sweetness of the barley wine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Rogue like totally melts into it. And you do get, it's wrapped in konbu, isn't it? Yeah.
What's that? I was going to
It
ask.
looks
What is
seaweed.
it?
No,
Okay.
it's sorry.
Is it
No,
not?
it's grape leaves.
Oh, it's grape leaf. I thought it was
Stomas.
konbu. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, it's grape leaf.
Yeah.
And you eat it with it?
Yes.
But you can, yeah. And
Absolutely.
it is like herbal and like, I hate it. But like even that, I mean, because you're getting these like port sort of characteristics or like this really rich sherry, like barley wine, wheat wine just has that naturally. And so the flavors just totally melt together.
So if I wanted to buy that here, where would I get that?
The
Are you
Rogue.
gonna-
Yeah.
Met Market has a little bit left.
Yeah.
It's pretty seasonal. Like they're cheese nerds know when Rogue Bleu comes out and they buy up a lot of it. It's not super cheap, but it's totally worth it. It is one of the best cheeses on the planet.
Want my
Also
children?
super seasonal, but they're caveman blue too. If
Yeah.
you find that,
Dude.
that so that is. I mean, they cave age all of theirs, but the caveman is extra cave aged and
Situated perfectly at the entrance.
Oh, Lordy.
No kidding. Did you guys get some Bloomy Ryan? Okay, good. You were like, yeah, we're good on that.
I brought it back because Ron kept going for it.
Oh, we're you go,
I don't
Ron.
think they got the Rogue though.
God, what do
No,
you
they have some Rogue.
What do you follow up the Rogue with?
Actually, we have surprise stuff that is. So I mentioned earlier that Chris brought some stuff that was. One of them is beer cheddar, and then one of them was made with beer enzyme. So I want to try that next to some beer.
just leave the plate.
Jesus. I should have grabbed extra beer on the break. I didn't.
Does Kate know this is your love language? This cheese
She was
is
sitting
all she
next
needs
to me
to do.
at Tacoma Wine Merchants.
Can we open some more of that one?
No. I'm just needing some extra. I know. Does Bethany have any Lorien pills left? And when have we ever run out of beer?
We have
So,
more
yeah.
cheese, but not more beer.
So we have curds. It's garlic and herb, garlic parmesan, which I'm pretty into. Honestly, I wish I would have grabbed another pour of the matchless fresh hop saison because I know that would fuck with this. And then this is just straight up beer cheddar, right? Yeah,
Have you
Is
guys
this
got?
Space Rock? No, who's?
it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay, awesome, good. Have you? I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah.
But have you guys gone to Beecher's and had the curds that you get there, like that have not been like
Yes.
refrigerated and
Oh, no, I haven't.
/ maybe frozen along the process? So much better than Yes.
Than like regular. Yeah.
Yeah, then like you can get like the Beecher's curds like in the store, but if you go to the place in Pike Place Market and you get it, like you ask when they're
Squeaky
gonna
and
be
delicious.
like fresh, and you get them right there. Oh, so good.
Wow.
Also, if you're going to eat curds,
So good.
the best way to do it is to just heat them up. Just
Warm
just a
'em up.
little. Yep,
Warm 'em up.
Really?
Not room temperature. You need them. Yeah, just 10, 15
the
seconds
move.
in the microwave
Okay.
just so that they
Make them
start
sweat.
Or at least
Make 'em
room
sweat.
temperature. At least room temperature.
Sweaty curds.
Yeah, yes, they do. They get all sweaty.
Literally,
Yeah.
That was my 4chan username.
Sweaty curds.
It's so lovely.
Oh my God! Thank you so much. Okay, Phaedra went and got me the matchless beer I was just gushing about.
All of it.
Phaedra is heroic.
So here we go.
So you can share it with people pouring glasses, whatever.
Yeah. Isn't that?
Fuck.
Isn't it? Isn't it? It just is.
Yep.
It just is.
That's insane. Sorry, I didn't want to do that.
This episode is sponsored by Matchless.
I know,
Rogue.
seriously. Matchless and Roe really are the highlights
And then
here.
this one is the one Chris
This is straight up beer cheddar, right? Okay.
Thanks, Phaedra.
with the
Nice job.
enzymes of unknown origin.
Yeah.
Oh, more.
That's like classic.
Yeah,
Let me
Just
hold
straight
this.
up beer cheddar.
Let me hold this over my mixing board.
All right, let's see. How much time do we have? Because Ericka also
Let's
has a
add
surprise.
a half hour.
You have a surprise.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm sorry that it has gotten a little cold, but I brought raclette for us because this is not one that we get very often, but one of my absolute favorite. It goes with everything sort of cheeses, and it's not just cheese; it is an experience. And
you have a whole kit.
I do have a whole. This is also called. So the cheese is raclette. This is also the machine is also raclette. Doing this whole thing is also raclette. And they just use. So it's a French word that means to
over.
to slide or to because it comes in this cute little raclette.
It's like an easy bake oven.
Yeah.
The pans are also raclette.
And I'm missing my little. So there's a little.
Oh, I'll just pass it.
Little thing to shove.
A crit.
This saison's delish.
Utensil.
Yeah, nice job, Matchless.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy.
This.
Oh, yeah. The scraper. Okay.
Yeah. So the scraper. So you just
Scraping.
tear. Oh, this. Yeah. I had it out there.
So easy
Oh,
bake
yeah.
oven.
Yeah.
It's got to be warmed up. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Is it chipped
might
now?
be- yes. I might be able to get. There it is.
All right.
So, usually this is very melty and lovely, and you can pair it with any. It's so versatile that you can pair it with any beer that we've had so far.
Sure.
Any beer on the table.
Also, any amount of French fries.
Any amount of.
Also, can we pair with every other
Yeah.
month?
With roasted potatoes, but also it can be paired with fruit as well, and it's. So I'm sorry that my raclette, but
That's
if
okay.
you want to give it a try,
I'm in. Dude, I'm in. Yeah. I still want some.
Kind of like a universal cheese sauce.
Yep.
So,
And so typically it's done during the holidays.
oh my God, already? Sorry.
Mariners.
Game 3, ALCS.
So it's usually eaten during the holidays and can be paired with any number of things.
Oh, that's still so good like that?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Have you had it in this form before?
I mean, I've had it cold before, but not baked and then re-chilled.
Dude, there's kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, that's a move.
But you could pair it with anything that we've had today.
Yeah.
You can pair it with just about any. It is absolutely just one of my favorite cheeses. It's not only a European tradition, but also my own family tradition to eat raclette on New Year's Eve, and my 4-year-old even loves.
Your 4-year-old is who recommended you bring some raclette, right?
Yeah.
Earlier I was like,
That's so
was it
awesome.
Kraft Singles or like straight
Nope.
cheese?
So So where does this tradition come from, other than your house?
From the Alps. So this is French, Swiss,
So is this sort of akin to fondue? Is it in the fondue family of behaviors?
It absolutely is, and that's so a little bit of history. That's
Fondue family of behaviors.
That's a beer name right there.
That's where this comes from. I'm sure we've all heard the legends behind beer and like why, especially in Europe, in the Alpine region, but also in Ireland, why beer kind of came to be. And cheese follows that same sort of history. It astounds me that we don't talk more about pairing beer and cheese because they really follow historically the same timelines, the same sort of development. The
same buildings for many of them.
Exactly. But so a lot of our beer history comes from the monasteries and brewing these really robust, heavy beers for fasting season and things like that. And cheese was the same thing. So at least in Central Europe, in the Alpine region and through the north, during the fasting time, you weren't allowed to eat any solid foods except for bread. And so if you melt it, then it doesn't count.
That is my flavor of loophole.
Another good beer name.
My flavor of loophole. No solids. Well, if I just melt this cheese, I can drink it from a carafe.
So this is where we get fondue from. This is where we get raclette from.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Definitely a Will Ferrell skit.
Why I felt
no more snorting cocaine, but if you cook it.
That's so sick.
So that is also why when I was talking with my little one about like our favorite cheese traditions, how weird is that to say about a family? But I guess when you're a huge cheese nerd like me, our favorite cheese traditions. And we were talking about our holiday cheese traditions. Raclette is a big one for us, like I said. And I was like, it really, historically, culturally, they follow very much like the same sort of stories. The reason why we do them and have them is kind of the same way. And I wasn't going to bring my whole fondue pot set for you all tonight. So, we all have had fondue, but I figured 70s. That raclette, raclette might be something a little bit different.
I can't wait for the next time that somebody calls me out for drinking straight from the cheese fountain. Excuse me, I'm connecting to my historical roots.
Yes.
Mind your fucking business.
Sadly enough, it's fuck up time.
It's a liquid.
Yes.
Nothing fuck up about
Excuse me,
this.
I'm fasting. That's a lot of nachos. Ericka, before we get out of here, do you have any cheese-related fuck-up stories by chance?
Oh my gosh.
All right, Grit and Grainers, I'm Sean Jackson, and I fuck up all the God-blessed time, as we all do. So, please do regale us with your fuck-up stories.
If you don't, it's perfectly fine. We've learned so much.
I have...
That's not a fuck-up. That was delicious.
No.
That was not a fuck-up.
It went cold, and so it wasn't as magical or fasting appropriate.
That's true.
Well, I've already shared my really unfortunate instance at the small goat farm in eastern Germany that turned me off from goat cheese for a very long time. I know that like swearing is okay, but so I have. So as I mentioned, I used to do the cheese ordering for H&L Produce. If you have to bleep me on this, but since we've all been in the industry for a long time, I used to do orders, and I used to work with Peterson Cheese and write my orders. And I had my head in the cooler, and I was looking to. I was ordering something. I was using talk to text with my rep at the time. And I wrote, we still...
You can feel it coming.
We still have no... what I said was, we still have no rosemary sartori, which is a creamery out of Wisconsin that does fantastic. One of the best cheeses. Yeah. But the talk to text heard dildo. So
whoa, that's not even close.
Yeah. So big brain first.
So I sent that to my cheese rep. He had his daughter in the car.
No, please read the text aloud. No.
Luckily, his daughter's a bit older, so she thought it was hilarious. I was mortified.
Edit.
Yeah. We don't have any dildos right now. I'm in the fridge and I don't see any.
So I think that is probably my biggest cheese-related fuck up ever.
Holy shit.
That's awesome.
That's a great cheesy fuck up.
Possibly greatest episode ever. All right, Grain Grainers. Whew. Email us at cheersandgraingrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and your most seductive pairing theories. Dildo? The kind that could make a Camembert. Yeah. Rush. And the Pilsner saying, if your email smells faintly of Munster and magic, we know it's for Ericka. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as fast as we can. If not online, then on air. You can subscribe to Grain Grain on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. And please leave us a review. Also, check us out on Channel 253 and gritandgrainpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for episode notes, beer news, and the occasional tastings where beer and cheese flirt in 3 languages and walk out arm in arm. It's a festival of funk and fermentation, of cultures both microbial and musical, pairings so precise they border on prophecy, and the beautiful, delirious truth that flavor still means something in Tacoma. You feel it in the crack of the fresh baguette, in the glow of the well-aged Gouda, in the quiet realization that education and indulgence are sometimes the same thing. If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter your expectations. Think of this episode as category 107.5. Beer and cheese pairings. Rich, ripe, slightly melty, and full of strangers shouting, "This one's with the brie!" There's no such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma.
No.
There's no such thing as tomorrow. Tune in next Friday for more sweet cheddar. Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ericka.
Bringing it home.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Good up.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you. Grit and Grain is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out our other shows: Nerd Farmer, Move to Tacoma, Interchangeable White Ladies, What Say You, Citizen Tacoma, and Kitchen 253.
This is Channel 253.